Good morning, students. We are back again to our chapter, The Gift of the Magi. Hope it is clear that the story is about a married couple, Jim and Della, who have little money. It's Christmas time and both want to give a perfect gift to each other. Della sold her hair and bought a platinum fork chain. Now, let's see how Jim will react to Della's haircut. What do you think? How Jim will react? Let's move on to our text and check your answer. If Jim doesn't kill me, she said to herself, before he takes a second look at me, he will say I look like a Coney Island chorus girl. But what could I do? Oh, what could I do with $1.87? At 7 o'clock, the coffee was made and the frying pan was on the back of the stove, hot and ready to cook the chops. Now here, Coney Island is a famous working class amusement park, and chorus girl is a part of singing or dancing group. In earlier days, chorus girls usually have short hair, so it is considered low class. Here you can see that Della was struggling in her thought that what would happen if Jim dislikes her. She was worried that Jim would comment that she looked like a low class singer. At the same time, she was regretted to have only $1.87 with which she could do nothing. It was 7 o'clock and Jim was supposed to come on time. He was never late, so Della prepared coffee and put her frying pan on the stove to cook the chopped food. Jim was never late. Della doubled the fork chain in her hand and sat on the corner of the table near the door that he always entered. Then he heard his step on the stair away down on the first flight, and she turned white for just a moment. She had a habit of saying little silent prayers about the simplest everyday things, and now she whispered, please God, make him think I am still pretty. Here, Jim always returned home on time. Here Della was seen nervous. She sat at the entrance with the fork chain doubled in her hand. Della was turned white, means she was scared when she heard steps of Jim on stairs. Della was in a habit of praying for simple things in her life. Here also you can see that how Della was praying to make Jim think that she may look pretty in short hairs too. The door opened and Jim stepped in and closed it. He looked thin and very serious. Poor fellow, he was only 22 and to be burdened with a family. He needed a new overcoat and he was without gloves. It's very easy to understand that Jim entered the room and he closed the door. Here author threw light on the poor condition of Jim. He was just 22 years old and married at this early age. He would have better life rather than getting married and burdened with a family. He was just opposite to his age. He was very thin and serious. Now see the last line. He needed a new overcoat and he was without gloves. Here it seems that Jim needed an overcoat but he didn't have money to buy gloves. Jim stopped inside the door, as immovable as a setter at the scent of quail. His eyes were fixed upon Della, and there was an expression in them that she could not read, and it terrified her. It was not anger, nor surprise, nor disapproval, nor horror, nor any of the sentiments that she had been prepared for. He simply stared at her fixedly with that peculiar expression on his face. Here, setter is a breed of dog, or we can say a hunting dog, and quail is a bird. O. Henry has used a simile as immovable as a setter. So, when Jim entered through the door, he was fixed like a hunting dog. Means he was shocked to see Della in her short hair. The expressions on Jim's face was unreadable. Means unable to read, which made Della upset. She was not prepared to see such expressions, which was neither of anger, surprise, disapproval, or horror. Jim was very surprised and constantly looking at her with unexpected expressions. Della wriggled off the table and went for him. Means Della moved the table quickly and went close to Jim. Now the next line. Jim, she cried, don't look at me that way. I had my hair cut off and sold because I couldn't have lived through Christmas without giving you a present. It will grow out again. You won't mind, will you? I just had to do it. My hair grows awfully fast. Say Merry Christmas, Jim, and let's be happy. You don't know what a beautiful nice gift I have got for you. So students, from this conversation, it is clear that she was trying to persuade Jim. Persuade means to convince. Persuade Jim that she cut her hair and sold because she wanted to buy a nice beautiful gift for him. She was trying to convince in all the ways. Convince whom? Convince Jim. In all the ways, she explained that she was very desperate to give him a Christmas gift and she couldn't leave without giving it. She even assured him that her hair will grow very fast. She insisted him to wish Merry Christmas and asked him to be happy. Also, she surprised him by telling that she had a nice gift for him. Here, you can see that how Jim was disappointed to see Della in her new look. You have cut off your hair, asked Jim laboriously, as if he had not arrived at that patent fact yet even after the hardest mental labor. Cut it off and sold it, said Della. Don't you like me just as well? Anyhow, I am me without my hair, ain't I? Jim looked about the room curiously. You say your hair is gone, he said, with an air almost of idiocy. So, it was difficult for Jim to believe the fact that Della cut the most valuable possession. You can see that how innocently Della told that she cut her hair and sold, as if nothing serious was happened. His strange behavior made Della to confirm her presence in front of him. Or we can say that she wants to clear the doubt that the one who is standing in front of him is his beloved wife, Della, and nobody else. Jim was little bit annoyed by her work and proved it as stupid or silly behavior. You needn't look for it, said Della. It's sold. I tell you, sold and gone. 2. It's Christmas Eve, boy. Be good to me, for it went for you. Maybe the hairs of my head were numbered, she went on with sudden serious sweetness. But nobody could ever count my love for you. Shall I put the chops on, Jim? So here, Della was pacifying him, means making him quiet, or we can say calm, and convincing him that she loves him as much as she loves her hair, which was gone for him only. This proved her immense love for him that nobody could do. And at last, she asked him to put the chops on for dinner. Out of his trance, Jim seemed quickly to wake. He unfolded his Della. $8 a week or $1,000,000 a year. What is the difference? A mathematician or a wit would give you the wrong answer. The Magi brought valuable gifts, but that was not among them. This dark assertion will be eliminated later on. Here, trance means a half-conscious state, and assertion means claim or statement. We can also say declaration. Then illuminated means clarify, or we can say explained also. Now, suddenly Jim came out of his half-conscious state and put his arm around Della. Here, O. Henry is pointing out the fact that it didn't matter how much money they had. Instead, it was how much love they had for each other. The gifts they brought. Now, who are they here? Jim and Della. So, the gifts they brought were symbols. But those gifts have nothing to do with those of Magi. Now, in the beginning of the chapter, I told you that Magi were the wise men who brought gifts on the birth of Jesus. Here, see the last line. This dark assertion will be illuminated later on. This statement will be clarified later on. Jim drew a package from his overcoat pocket and threw it upon the table. Don't make any mistake, Della, he said, about me. I don't think there is anything in the way of a haircut or a shave or a shampoo. that could make me like you any less. But if you will unwrap that package, you may see why you had me going a while at first. So the first line is very easy to understand, that he just drew a package from his coat pocket and threw on the table. Now here Jim told Della that she should not make any mistake in understanding his love. He also said that a haircut, a shave, or a shampoo will not make or will not reduce their love. At last, he asked him to unwrap that package and understand his strange behavior. White fingers and nimble tore at the string and paper, and then an ecstatic scream of joy, and then, alas, a quick feminine change to hysterical tears and wells, necessitating the immediate employment of all the comforting powers of the lord of the flat. Now, Della was very excited, as you know, that to have the combs she wanted, but soon she remembered that she had cut her hair. Della excitedly opens the gifts and started crying. She realized that Jim has brought the gifts, but she could not be able to use them. Here, the description of fingers that are white and nimble expressed a feminine fixed image. Feminine means female's image. Like women are meant to be agile, delicate, and pure, which is reflected in the fingers. Della's reaction is described as a feminine change by tears and by happiness, by tears. It is also said in the last line that she needed to be comforted. Comforted means what? To make her feel better, to make her calm, to make her feel better by Jim, who is called the Lord of the Flat. So students, thank you for listening. I hope you are getting the explanation. So take care, study well. In our next class, we'll conclude this chapter. Thank you once again.